Hello, this is gokusondbz, and this is my first vlog on my main channel here in around 2 months. Sorry about not doing videos sooner on my main channel. The reason why as of late that I have been not is because I've been focusing on my secondary channel, gokusondbz 2. I've been spending a lot of my time uploading music, mainly new age stuff, like artists like Solely, leader of Godsmack, and Tool. And I'm getting ready to start uploading some goth music from the big late 90s, early millennia group Orgy, and some other artists. But this is as I said, my first video in a while here on gokusondbz, and tonight I'll be doing my list, or I guess today technically. It's my list for top 10 best sci-fi slash supernatural shows in my view of all time. These are my top 10 list. Leave me a comment. Let me know what some of your favorite sci-fis or supernatural shows are. There's a lot of good ones. First, coming in at number 10 is a show one of my friends here introduced me to recently. HBO does it. Season 4 has just started. It's called True Blood. Of course, it's a vampire show. It's about some different vampires. One main vampire character is Bill. He has, of course, a vampire that he made. In Season 1, you also have the girl, which Bill is in love with, Suki, which she finds out she's part human, part fairy. She has the ability to shoot light out of her hand, as well as other interesting ability, which if a vampire drinks enough of her blood, they can withstand the sunlight for a short time. Then another vampire character you have is a 1,000-year-old vampire called Eric, which is also fallen for Suki. And you have several other characters like a werewolf, a shapeshifter. It's a very interesting show. Season 2, I think, was the most interesting out of the 3 seasons I've seen. But on to number 9, which is a show I saw for, and I was sad to see the show ended back a couple months ago. Smallville. Of course, it ended on the CW. I watched the show for 10 years. Spent 10 years of my life watching that show, so it holds a special place in my heart of shows. I thought Season 1 through 4 was the best by far. Season 4, where Lana gets possessed by her ancient ancestor Isabel Thoreau, and to collect the Stones of Power, which creates, of course, the Fortress of Solitude, which you see at the beginning of Season 5. But at the end of the show, Lionel Luthor and Lex are still alive. Lionel offers his soul to Darkseid in order to resurrect Lex. At the end of the show, Lex does, and at the end of the show also you see for the first time Clark put on the Superman outfit. And also it shows at the end relationship between him, of course, and Lois Lane. But on to number 8 is a show I think anybody who grew up in the late 90s, early millennia would agree was one of the best supernatural kick-ass shows ever. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. One of the best. And as they once said, the family that slays together stays together. Gotta love Buffy. I mean, it's one of the best vampire shows, period. I really loved it. I loved, of course, the character Angel, very deep character. Also, big fan of Spike. I didn't like when they had the actor that played Spike in Smallville without the British accent. It just didn't seem right. Number 7 is seaqest, DSV, which was a show I grew up watching in the mid-90s. It was done by NBC, Universal. It was a great show. It sort of felt like a space age show, but it took place back in like the water and stuff in the oceans. Yeah, very interesting characters. And I loved, of course, personally, the talking dolphin Darwin, which has a special communicating device which allowed him to contact with and talk to other people on seaqest. It was a very good show. Number 6 is the show Supernatural, which I started getting into because of Smallville, because the actor that was in season 4 ends up in Supernatural, which of course plays the character Dean Winchester. And of course you have Sam Winchester in season 5. Sam Winchester says yes, and Lucifer takes over his body. Yes, Lucifer, Mr. Big Bad Guy, as in Christianity believes. But yeah, it was a very good, very interesting show, I have to say. And I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait for season 6 to come out of Supernatural, to add to my Supernatural sci-fi collection. I love, those are my 2 favorite types of shows, sci-fi or supernatural. Number 5 is my favorite Gene Roddenberry show. Sorry, Star Trek and Trekkie fans, it's not Star Trek. It is Earth Final Conflict, which was produced in the late 90s, early millennia, which you had, of course, this race called the brain freeze. Sorry. But the Talongs. They're sort of like a Buddhist alien species, which have a very energy type body. They can teleport. They share technology with humanity. It looks like they're good thanks to like particular individuals like Dawn, which is very good. But then you have later on you find out his son, of course, Zarel. I mean, not Zarel, sorry. That's Smallville. My bad. Zor. But you find out, and with others, anyways, in the show, it's a very interesting show. At the end, they find out they have to battle the ancestors of the Talongs called the Avidus, which have like energy claws and zap the life force out of humans. So they're sort of like energy feeding vampires. Interesting concept. Number 4 is another vampire show. I'm obsessed with vampires, obviously. Angel got, yes, a lot higher on the list than Buffy. Reason? I love the character Angel. That's what got me into Buffy in the first place, and what got me into the drama Bones. Though it's not Angel, but I like the actor who plays Angel. He's a very good actor, and I think he does a good job getting into that character of Angel. And it's interesting because of having to do penance and stuff, of course, for all the bad he did, since he has a soul again. I just very much enjoy the character of Angel. So it by far deserved to be in the top 5 on my list. Coming in at number 3 was a show I watched for 8 years. I loved on WB, now CW, Charm, of course. I got into because of Alyssa Milano. Come on, I mean, she about one of the hottest women ever on TV. Of course, and again, she's Italian, so. But really enjoyed the show. I liked character she played, Phoebe. I always liked the temper, sort of a Piper, and of course I've always loved the character Leo of the White Lighter. And I just found it interesting. My personal favorite villain ever from the show was probably Cole, aka Balthazar. Was probably my favorite. As well as, of course, characters such as Barbas, the Demon of Fear. But one of my personal favorite characters was the head of the Avatars. Neither good nor evil, which I think was a good concept. And I liked how they tried to sneak in stuff from ancient Egypt in the concept with the Avatars. I enjoyed that. But I enjoyed the show. I thought season 8 wasn't so good, though. How it ended, with Billy and her sister. I just didn't care as much for that. I liked season 1 through 7 best, but season I liked the character Prue, honestly. But Paige is also an interesting character. But on to number 2, which goes to a sci-fi. One of my personal favorites of all time. Farscape, which was, of course, done by the Sci-Fi Channel. Really, really awesome show. And I liked one particular line from season 1, where the main character John Crichton says, Steven Spielberg and said, "Close Encounters my ass." I loved that. Saying that, it was like, oh boy, did Spielberg have it wrong. And I loved, of course, the twisted up character Scorpius, of course, which was half peacekeeper, sort of like human Sebastians, and also he's part Scaran, which is sort of like a lizard type creature which can shoot like heat out of their hands to force people for interrogation tactics, is why they use that power. But they are very tough to beat. And of course, at the end of the show, the end where a war starts out between, and you see in the movie, between the peacekeepers and the Scaran. But really awesome show. I'll get ready to wrap things up with the final, and which ranked #1 on my list for best sci-fi slash supernatural shows of all time, in my view. Sliders. I loved the show, period. All 5 seasons. Absolutely loved the show. It was just completely amazing. I don't think anybody can doubt that Sliders was an incredible show with the main character, of course, and he finds out later on in the show, season 3 and stuff, that he has a brother in another parallel dimension. Now, of course, they don't go outer space or anything, they just go parallel dimensions of Earth, which is based on dimensional physics, theoretical science, which I very much enjoy, the theory of dimensional physics. And I very much agree that we do have many parallel dimensions of Earth. A lot of people who think we see aliens or something, perhaps they are just humans or beings from a parallel dimension of Earth, which travel to this. Now, I'm honestly not sure how advanced our dimensional physics technology is yet, if we are even near a sliding type device in reality. Hard to say, because, you know, the military will never admit to anything. And who knows, though, when you look at technology like countries like Japan, it might not be so far-fetched. I mean, we got real human cyborgs nowadays with robotic body parts. We've got androids. We've got cloned animals. They've even perfected cloning humans, embryos and stuff. So if they've got that kind of technology, we know if in the public eye, what kind of technology do they have behind what the public doesn't know? Hard to say. But yes, I love Sliders, and I'll try to do another video very, very soon. And as always, peace out. Hopefully someday we do, of course. And of course, as always, this is gokusondbz, and I want everybody out there in YouTube land, may you all blessed be, and take good care of yourselves, and have a good rest of summer, of course, as always. But to anybody who's on vacation from school right now, enjoy your summer vacation.